Disney World is more than just a place. It is a complete vacation destination where guests may stay as long as they like. And here, even a hotel is an adventure.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet. And welcome back to another episode of Discontinued Foods. But this didn't actually start out as a discontinued food item. A couple months ago, I was at a thrift store and I came across Mickey's Gourmet Cookbook. And this is from 1994, and it says the most popular recipes from Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And there are a lot of really interesting recipes from all the different resort properties around the world. And I picked one today, which I thought would be kind of fun to make, and it's lo mein chili from the Coral Isle Cafe at Disney's Polynesian Resort. And the reason this is a discontinued food episode is because even though Disney's Polynesian Resort still exists, the Coral Isle Cafe is actually no longer in operation. And this is where the video will change a little bit from what I normally do here. So I don't have a ton of experience going to Disney. I went once when I was 3, so we're talking 1980, and Disney World was only a few years old. So my memory is more like snapshot images of the park. And then for my 40th birthday, we went down and we spent one day at Hollywood Studios, and this is before they installed Star Wars Land or Galaxy Edge or whatever it's called. And then we spent a day at Universal. So I don't have a ton of Disney experience under my belt. So I turned to the one YouTuber that may have been to the Disney Polynesian, and that of course was Adam the Woo. Now, like everyone, I was incredibly saddened to learn of the passing of Adam right before Christmas. I did not know him. A couple years ago, he actually was in my hometown and he was doing videos like half a mile away from where I live. I wish I would have run in contact with him at that point, but I've been following Adam the Woo, the original Adam the Woo channel, since probably 2009. This YouTube channel, Retro Pop Planet, originally started in the form of a blog. When I was unemployed back in 2009, 2010, in order to occupy myself through job searching, I started a blog, and it was a reason to get me out of the house every day to explore the area that I live and try to do some cool things and then write about them. And the reason that my YouTube channel came about, and I've mentioned this elsewhere, is because I used YouTube as the hosting for my video clips that were too large to post on my WordPress site. And believe it or not, I still have that old digital camera. Now, this is the early days of digital cameras and photography. And this thing, I think, would hold maybe 3 or 4 movies that were about 10 seconds long, and that's it. You would run out of space. And I remember I was also, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there were web rings back in the day. And I remember I used to fall down the rabbit hole of urban exploration and photography. And this dude, Adam the Woo, kept coming up. And I'm like, who is Adam the Woo? And it would go to his website, and then it started driving me to YouTube when YouTube started becoming a thing. And some of his earliest videos were just so entertaining. The access that he sort of made for himself in going to some of these places is still just, I mean, it was a first, literally. So I've subscribed to his channel and I've been a subscriber ever since. I wouldn't say that I've followed him very regularly the last couple of years, but then I would dive in and I would binge a bunch of videos. My gosh, the guy was an original, not only just YouTube, urban exploration, movie and TV filming locations back before anybody was really doing this. But also, if you remember, he was a van lifer. He was a van lifer before this whole sub community on YouTube of people living out of their vans. This guy was, he was like the originator of all of this, recording his entire life. And so what did I do when I was doing research on the Polynesian? I went to Adam the Woo's channel, and the Daily Woo, he was there just a year ago or even several months ago. And so I watched that video, and then I watched the videos around it of him going around the theme park. And it's just so tragic that he's no longer with us. And he had such a natural talent for vlogging. I don't consider myself a vlogger because personally, I'm not very good at it. I can't just hold a camera up and just talk, especially in public, or if I don't have all the details of something, I can't talk my way through it, or I don't allow myself to talk my way through it. I have to do a ton of research, and sometimes I have to script myself. But Adam could freeform this For whatever reason, he was able to retain all of this information in his head, and he could just do a 30-minute or 40-minute video walking around and just talking about his day. That is an unbelievable skill, which very few people have, and I know I do not have that skill. And because I've always used his channel as a resource for videos, especially places that I've never been, or if I had an idea for something, I would look up online and see, had anybody been here before? Has anybody done this before? And Adam had done it first. So you always felt like you were following up somebody who was an originator, but I don't think he necessarily cared. I think he was very open, and for a bunch of the videos that I watched people paying tribute that did know him, he was incredibly supportive of small creators. And if you've ever done any research in your life, then you know what a primary source is. And I would consider Adam Muwu my primary source. And that's why I turned to his video for the Polynesian. I'm curious though if he had ever actually been to this restaurant, knowing that he grew up in the Disney area starting in the early 90s. I believe this restaurant was there in the early 90s, so perhaps this would have been a thing he did, or perhaps this would have been a restaurant that he would have remembered going to. I think lo mein chili, I mean, other than the lo mein, is it really Asian inspired? Is it really Polynesian inspired? Probably not. And it sounds like something just insane enough that I probably would have ordered it at the restaurant. So let's go ahead and try it. The Coral Isle Cafe restaurant was on the second floor overlooking the lobby area in the Great Ceremonial House of the Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World. Opened on October 1st, 1971. It closed on July 25th, 1998, and then reopened November 23rd, 1998 as Kona Cafe. Weirdly enough, there are only a handful of images available that I can find online of the Coral Isle Cafe, but this is what Kona looks like. It gives me a general idea of location. I really dig the vibes of this resort and the Polynesian theming. I like tiki stuff, so this is right up my alley. This is a really simple chili recipe that only takes about a half hour to make. I'll leave the recipe in the comment section down below. If I were to make one recommendation, it would be to half the salt down to just 1 teaspoon. It was a little too salty. Remember, you can always add salt, but you can't take it away, so use discretion. So when I got those overly thick lo mein noodles, it sucked up a lot of the chili. I went actually to the local Asian market to see if I could find either the cold pre-cooked lo mein noodles or the ones that were dried. And I think it was the same brand actually of what I purchased before. And these are more like spaghetti noodles. So they were a lot thinner. And I think they took the chili a lot better. The flavor was pretty much the same. I only had very little left of the chili to go on top of the lo mein, but I did have a lot of noodles left. So the next day I looked up a recipe and I found a recipe which said it was inspired by Panda Express. It was their chicken lo mein, or it was their lo mein chicken recipe, or their chicken chow mein, whatever they call it. And I tried it. I mean, it was great. I don't know if it necessarily tasted like Panda Express. I'm not gonna try to dupe you and say it tasted like Panda Express. I definitely would make this again. I saved the recipe. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and following me into 2026. I have a lot of videos that I'm sitting on right now, and I am very slow to edit them. It didn't help that the start of the new year I spent really sick, so I'm just now getting over that, and hence my tribute to Adam Wu, why it's taken so long to put this out there. But I did want to recognize him as one of the OG creators on this platform. And as long as his videos are online, he will never be forgotten, at least not here in this community. So if you like this video, please make sure you give it a like. Please let me know if you've been to this restaurant. Do you remember this at the Polynesian? I think the Polynesian would be a resort at Disney that I definitely would enjoy going to. And maybe I will make it a point sometime down the line to actually go there. I'm due for another trip to Disney. Please feel free to subscribe as we do more of this retro nonsense here on this channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Rest in peace, Adam Wu.